Ooh, hello everybody. I'm in the office and it's freezing outside. It's windy and I do have a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to do full suit up later, but I wanted to share with you a tip. It's the end of March, beginning of April. It'll be beginning of April when this video comes out. And I wanted to show you how I do my yearly planning, how I plan out everything from my family to my farm and brewery, to my content calendar for farm marketing solutions, everything. I'm a very visual person. If you stick around to the end of this video, I have a free download for you. Don't need to give me an email address or anything. It's on my resources page. And we're going to explain how I use this, how it's benefited me, and how you can apply it to your life. So let's jump right in. All right, so office video, make it as dynamic as possible. For those of you who want to be more organized and need a system for planning out your year. Now there's grazing planning where you can have a grazing chart, like I learned with Troy Bishop, but I found that's great for livestock, especially if you have multiple paddocks and you've set up your farm and you've using grazing charts before. But for me, as a visual tool that I can collaborate with people, that I can organize myself, is a printed yearly calendar. You'll notice that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I got all 12 months up on the wall. And I have a version of this over at my office in the brewery where we got an industry like dry erase sheet with a 12-month calendar on it for this year. But we also, and you can get those on Amazon for like $40, but why spend the money when you can just print something out? So I print out a 12-month calendar and hang it on the wall because I use it all year long. It's not just an exercise at the beginning of the year. It's something that I can always bring people down to my office and have a discussion. I can take it down and bring it somewhere. I can send a photograph of it. But I need something visual and tactile and something that I can put my hands on. I don't do well with just digital calendars because it's hard to get a big, like my screens are that big. My calendar is this big, and that's just my calendar, and it doesn't reflect back at me. I can stand back and so how do I use it, right? With this calendar, I'll start with the family calendar, and I'll put out people's birthdays, when does school begin and end, when are school vacations, when are significant events in my personal life, and I'll start there. You always start with your family, your personal life, because other people and sharing the life experience is the meaning of life for me. That's why I keep my family right there. And then I'll overlay my farm goals. When I know I can raise livestock, what livestock I want to raise. And I have some of that knowledge in my head, some of that knowledge on my computer, and I outlay that on my wall and start to overlap things to say, oh, my brooder's not going to be open here. My brooder is going to be open here. This is when I want turkeys. This is when I'm going to get ducks. This is when chickens come in, egg-laying chickens, meat chickens. And I take Post-it notes, of which I love Post-it notes. I mean, like, seriously love Post-it notes. And I color code things where a color might be a type of content, a type of livestock, a plant, a special beer release, a special event, a family thing. And I lay out my year. And if I notice I have a full month, I know I need to pull some stuff out. If I have an empty month, I know when I pull some stuff out of the full month, can I put it in the empty month? Or, and this is crazy, maybe you should budget some time to rest, right? Our land needs rest in between rotations of animals. Our bodies, our minds, and our souls need rest in between all the activities that we try to take on. Then, as I use it through the year, there's the planned calendar, and Troy Bishop teaches me when you're using your grazing calendar, you do things in pencil. And when they actually happen, you highlight them or put them in color. So what I do is put things in pencil and Post-it note on the wall. And then when I'm done, I take different color Sharpies and I fill in what actually happened. That gives me stock of what my plan versus the actual was throughout the year. Before I take stuff off, I can take a photograph and then it's stored in the archives. And then at the end of this, the reason why I love these sheets of paper is that I can 3-hole punch them and put them in a notebook. And I have a notebook with my general notes or records or physical records from the year. You can also photograph it, scan it, and put it on a calendar if you do not like having physical stuff. And that is how I plan out my year on a calendar. And it's been, quite frankly, very useful to me as, again, a collaboration tool, as an organizational tool. Sorry, breakfast. And just the thing. It's a thing. So let's wrap this video up with your free download. So there's a couple ways to get this calendar. You can go online and order a dry erase calendar, which a bunch of my friends do. You know, I'm not the only one who uses this type of system. You can go to like freecalendar.com. I'm sure there's a website with that title, and download a yearly calendar. You can buy a month-to-month calendar and rip it apart and stick it to your wall. Or you can go to farmmarketingsolutions.com/resources. And on there, I have a free download, which is the calendar that you see behind me. I put the dates. I have significant holidays on there. I have the weekends darkened because the weekends, you know, whether it's for markets or the brewery being open or just time with family, they're very important. And it's, again, a free download for you. Thanks for taking the time. If you have any questions on this organizational method, or you want to see more videos about how I organize my life and my farm, leave it in the comments section below. And if nothing else, have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves. And if you can, someone else too. Until next time, I'll see you out in the field.